More billionaires are entering the political arena, sparking questions about whether business leadership prepares one for public office. As the trend of wealthy business figures seeking elected posts continues to grow, it adds new layers to long-standing questions around conflict of interest, political influence, and economic power. Jin Kim takes a closer look at this rising phenomenon and what it could mean for voters and the overall political system.
According to experts, campaign spending has a direct impact on Philippine GDP movement in the second quarter.
Maybe it's only by zero point 0.3 to 0.5 percentage points. And this is mainly because of the increased consumption of both goods and services, particularly in the following sectors like food, retail, transport, logistics, and media.
Kung aabot man yan ng halimbawa malapit-lapit sa 100 billion, ano bang impact niya sa ekonomiya? Kasi medyo may konting pick up, yes. No? Kasi kung 100 billion, no? Although that's a very rough estimate, no? Mga ano yan, kung 100 billion, that is just around 0.2 to 0.3 of the economy. 0.2 to 0.3% of the economy. Kahit pa paano may konting dagdag, di ba? Kung economic growth, di ba, ngayon malapit-lapit sa 6%, magdadagdag ng mga 0.2 to 0.3.
These expenditures are funneled into ad materials, event logistics, and election-related supply chains that accelerate activity during the campaign season. With heightened spending comes stronger consumer confidence, especially in credit markets.
Like credit card receivables, they've been growing like 30% consistently, even prior to the election factor. No? And, overall consumer loans have grown like around 25% year on year.
However, the increase in demand could create inflationary pressures, particularly in key urban markets.
The bigger risk here is when supply becomes suddenly tight. Then prices can spike disproportionately, particularly in urban and logistical hubs.
And the economic effect does not end on election day.
It's actually real. It actually happens because after the surge of demand, particularly in Q1 and Q2, the succeeding quarters would see a softer private consumption because services production are now normalizing. So it's typically shaving around 0.2 to 0.4 percentage points of quarter-on-quarter momentum.
Meanwhile, a growing number of bilyonaryos and business tycoons are now running for public office.
These people do have the capability to launch a nationwide campaign and at the same time are educated enough with certain degrees, certain training in order for them to perform the job. However, the challenge here is to really draw the line, a thick line, delineate between their private practice and their government service.
If they apply private sector discipline to public governance, the impact could be transformational, especially in attracting investments and job creation.
Kung ma-replicate yung skills, no, sa pag-manage o sa mga malalaking negosyo, naging successful, at i-replicate yon sa pamahalaan, paghikayat din ng maraming mga negosyante na mamuhunan dito sa ating bansa and the environment that is required. So dapat mas nauunawaan nila yon. Lilikaya ng maraming trabaho, maraming oportunidad.
But both economists stress that the line between public interest and private gain must never be crossed.
Kung talagang gusto nila maglingkod at successful na sila sa kanilang kapasidad, dapat may check and balances yan eh. Kung baka gamitin nila yan for their own interest as against yung interest na paglalaban nila yung for the general public, no? Yung public good.
In this election, the vote is not just a choice of candidates. It is a decision on the future direction of the economy, from GDP upticks to loan growth, from temporary inflation to a post-election dip. The impact of midterm polls will reverberate throughout markets and households. Jin Kim, Bilyonaryo News Channel.